Welcome back to the channel. We're here for another unboxing video. We have the Star Wars Vintage Collection Obi-Wan Kenobi, Wandering Jedi Obi-Wan, and the Dark Times Darth Vader. I was very happy to find the Vader on the shelf a few weeks back. He's been sitting for a little bit, but did not expect to find him because it's Darth Vader. It's like Boba Fett. You see Vader and people just buy it. So I was very happy to find him, and the reason why I found him is because the card was severely creased. So someone, either it came out of the case like that, or someone just wasn't about that. And I'm an opener, so I don't really care. There's been lots of Obi-Wans and lots of Revas around on the shelves locally, but I don't really have much interest in that character. I've seen some Anakins as well. Got lucky to find one Super Commando, and then found another one recently. And you can see why that guy got left behind. But it's cool for me. I don't mind, because I'm going to open it. But this video, we're just going to look at Obi-Wan and Vader. Let's start with Obi-Wan. That opened a lot easier than I thought it would. Alright, so this is Wandering Jedi Obi-Wan. The head sculpt is decent, not too bad. Not a big fan of the Lola droid. Bit of an interesting story mechanism that they used, but not, I don't know. Not a big fan of it anyway. So interesting articulation on this wrist for up and down. If I can get it, there we go. And this one I'm assuming is going to be, no, they're both up and down. Okay, that's cool, it's fine. Thankfully the arms are all the same color. Sometimes when you get figures like this, if they do this part in brown to match the soft goods, then it doesn't look good when you take the soft goods off, but this one should be fine. The cloak does not want to cover his head because it seems as though it's stitched all the way down to here. So I don't know how I'm gonna get that all fixed up, but it goes around. Oh, very, very nice wrapping around him pretty well. In the package, it's tucked in under the arms, nice and tight, like this. But once you get him out, you can wrap him up nicely. The tricky part is going to be getting the hood to sit and rest the way you want it to. That's going to be pretty challenging, especially at this scale. Obi-Wan does have a blaster in the show, so he does come with one here. I'm trying to determine the best way to get that out. Hopefully without damaging it. There we go. Screen accurate, very small, don't lose it. I'm gonna stick it in the holster here and forget about it for a minute. Good fit, looks good. I'm not familiar if how much of this body is reuse, if any. I don't have a lot of Jedi. I've only really been trying to be a completionist in Vintage Collection when it comes to The Mandalorian, and not so much with anything else. No other Vintage Collection lines really kind of grabbed my attention. Here's the lightsaber. Looks pretty good. I like the handle. This is night and day difference, or hilt I should say. Night and day difference from where we were with Power of the Force back in 1995 with that first wave when we had long sabers and then short sabers, and yeah, these lightsabers nowadays look pretty cool, pretty realistic. Okay, I had to lift the sleeve up. I didn't want to stress the plastic because I didn't know where the articulation point was, but I'm gonna try to put the lightsaber in his hand. here. This blaster hand is a little too tight, I think, but too bad he doesn't come with any extra hands, but it is vintage collection. It is unusual for there to be extra hands. Oh, there it is. I was wondering. So the other lightsaber hilt that he comes with has this ginormous peg sticking out of it, and that is to affix it to his belt. And so I was looking on his belt to see where that goes, and I found it. So let me just get this out of here and I'll show you where that goes. So it's actually right there, just like so. Oof, I don't want to break it. Bit of a tight fit. If you don't have the torso in the right spot, looks like they made a little indentation in the torso so it would fit better. There, nice and snug now. So there it is. There's the lightsaber all tucked away back there. With the cloak, you can't even see it, but there he is. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Very nice. Okay. It's a good looking figure. I like that. I like that. It's a shame. I think this Obi-Wan's probably going to be a peg warmer along with Reva. I think those are the peg warmers in the wave, right? Reva's a peg warmer. The Commando's definitely not. Oh, and Anakin. Anakin's. There's going to be lots of Anakins out there. Don't worry if you don't get Anakin. This Lola doesn't do much. It just sits on this little clear stand. It does have a ball in the stand, so you can angle the figure a little bit. And then this one is also, is articulated. The little flaps move up and down, but not too interested in that. I'd rather just move on to Darth Vader at this point. This has been billed as the best Darth Vader that the Vintage Collection has ever produced. And I have the previous Vader. Which one was that? I'm trying to think now. Rogue One. The Rogue One Darth Vader was the previous Vintage Collection Darth Vader, which was the first Darth Vader, if I'm not mistaken, since the Black Series 3 3/4 Darth Vader. I could be wrong on that. I don't remember anymore. First thing, I'm noticing that the cape is connected further to the front on this side than it is on this side. So I'm wondering what is up with that. I wonder what happens if I pop the head sculpt off. So I'm trying to roll some of the cape back up to the front here. Unfortunate amount of fraying on this side already, but at this scale, it's pretty much what you're gonna expect because it's pretty typical. Pretty typical. Okay, this is neat. Okay, some clever design work here. So this upper chest piece that Anakin has had since the Clone Wars typically would be, there'd be a gap in the front and a gap in the back, and this would be a flap that goes up and down. This is clever. They just left a little triangle out of it on the back so that it stays in position from the front but still allows full movement. That is clever. That's very, very clever. Why does he have a blaster hand? That doesn't make sense. That's okay though. We'll allow that. The helmet looks great. I think the pipeline that was just announced, pipeline reveal, is that one of the next Vaders that comes out is going to be unmasked Vader from Return of the Jedi, when Luke takes off his helmet. So that's going to be good. This piece is movable as well. I feel like it's sitting a little too high though. I feel like it shouldn't be up that high. Let's see. Let's compare it to the artwork here. Oh, maybe not. Maybe that's correct. No, there's a bit of a gap. There's a little bit of a gap right here between the belt buckle and the panel. And there's less of a gap on the figure. I wonder how this is attached to the torso, to the lower torso. I'm not sure. That's okay. The figure does have ankle rockers, which is a big deal at this scale. Nice thigh cut. The knees look great. The hips are great. Yeah, I can see why people are gushing about this Vader. This is definitely the best 3 3/4 Vader that Hasbro has ever put out. And he comes with extra hands. So that's fantastic. That doesn't happen every day. Let's get this lightsaber out of here. How do they compare to each other? Not bad. Pretty much the same length, which is good. Just get him to hold it for a second there. One of the things that I've found kind of tough to reconcile with the movie, with the show now, and you go back and you watch A New Hope, some of the lines, and I know other people have talked about this, but some lines don't really make sense to me. Why would Darth Vader say to Obi-Wan in A New Hope now that when I left you I was but the learner, now I am the master? The show didn't really address that, and that's one of those things that just, I don't know. I'm not losing sleep over it, but it's kind of annoying. Doesn't really make sense. But that's okay. Disney's got to make more Star Wars stuff, you know? So a similar situation with this extra lightsaber hilt. We've got a little peg on the side, and there's a spot on Darth Vader's belt here, directly on the side, right there, where this just plugs right in. Very nice. Looks good. Looks great. Okay, I think that's about it. I don't want to take these hands out yet because I don't want to lose them. But this one is like a accusatory hand, and this one's just a fist, which is awesome. Like he's accusing Obi-Wan, or I guess this could be a force choke hand. I don't know. I have to play with them. Anyway, a couple of really great figures. Vintage Collection is very lucky, I think, to be getting stuff like this. Black Series, of course, gets more new stuff than Vintage Collection, but what you gonna do, you know? You gotta take what you can get, and I think we're very lucky to have these two figures here. So that's it for today, guys. If you liked the video, please remember to hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe. Lots of content to come. Lots of figures that need to be freed from the plastic. You gotta breathe. And gonna be some NECA stuff coming up in a minute here too. Alrighty guys, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. We will see you next time. Peace.